Man, that took like half an hour? Really? How did that happen? Get out of here, mosquito. I'm going to be going right now. Man, I forgot my schedule. Do I have to meet in the garden? I don't know what it is. I think the reason I'm so upset about this is so many fics are like the relationship comes late. You can just start dating someone if you want to, buddy. You'll walk up to them and you're like, "You want a date? You look pretty." Bada bing, bada boom. Something might just happen. It doesn't. You don't have to make it like we finally started dating after I killed her evil grandmother. It's like, buddy, you don't need to do that. You can just start dating when you want to. Like, as much shit as I give, right? I feel that Anon at least like kind of started dating without even noticing. Because the whole point is you can just do whatever you want. Don't be like that. The more you formalize shit, the more 6-7 just gets in your head. That's just people give that shit. 6-7 is very, mimetically speaking, it is a very strong denouncement of the nature of things having to make sense. It's a return to Dadaism, except without the fucking horrifying warfare that inspired it. But just the maddening insanity of modern capitalist living. Well, post-capitalism. A lot of people are arguing that, technically speaking, the capitalist systems that often were argued about are technically gone into more cronyism and blah, blah. It's all irrelevant. Life sucks is the point. You've known her for like 3 hours tops. Stop being a weirdo. Buddy, do you not know that, like, suave pickup artists are like, I've known this woman for 5 seconds, right? And sometimes they'll just say yes. Because sometimes someone is just like, fuck it, I've got nothing to do. I'd love to be in a relationship. If it fucks up, then I'll just fuck off, you know? Keep it simple, keep it smooth. Sorry about what happened earlier in little episodes. Oh man, I thought she was gonna ask me on a date. But it's not Sadie Hawkins. I always fucking love it when I always love it when a story introduces like the Sadie Hawkins ass esque the girls ask the boys, and it's like so obviously done because the male character is incapable of doing it himself, and it's like you're just fucking have her do it for no reason. Why do you always need this external justification? Just let your characters have agency and personality. Come on, buddy, my boy. She smiles warmly. You know, for a cold-blooded creature, that's impressive. Why can't you be more colorful with this? Like saying that her genuine smile warms my heart. Sage always got across. Hey, trauma boy. Jesus fucking. Whose sage is this? What sage would scream trauma boy to someone? I could see Goodbye Volcano High Stella doing that, if only because she has that energy of like not giving a damn. Biology with Dodley. Ugh, that guy hates evolution, and he has to teach it anyway. And he dies a little every time he has to. He's like Coach Solly in size, but more polite and less kill hungry. You will find out when you have him. Did you mean PE? Don't Americans just call it PE? Is that local? Is that like a state by state thing? It's like meaning you excel. Man. Oh shit. That went fast. I'll learn your secrets eventually. Sure, but. Thank God for Rosa. Why are we introducing the teacher? Like, the reason Mr. Yatakon is introduced at all is because he matters to some extent. I don't know. I think Procly gets introduced because in the demo, again, I always come back to the fact that the demo is this weird, isolated microcosm where Olivia isn't quite herself. But, like, Procling doesn't matter, and she technically doesn't need an introduction. Procling does not appear outside of the context of history class. She doesn't need to be a character at all. Right? And admittedly, she's not. Like, it's very swift with her. Like, you don't need to introduce every fucking teacher. Introduce the teachers the characters planning to have like an extended relationship with, because it's the person that inspires and guides them on their way, you know, because that's how fucking school works. I applaud your punctuality, young man. It's like, if you're gonna just go for a caricature, right, then at least have the gusto to do what Snoot Game did and just make it like, wow, you're doing that? He's jacked. Why is this man teaching biology? His laugh sounds rich. I can feel the tax evasion in his voice. I mean, admittedly, that is funnier than normal. I just would prefer it if it was a character that mattered, and I just know he won't. Because biology class is like the last fucking class for this. Unless we're going to go with psionics as an extended branch of schooling. You know, that could work because he's big and strong and he teaches biology, mind over matter. There's a lot of stuff you can do there. But the author probably doesn't think about that. He only saw the section where I yelled about. He only saw the section where I yelled about the minor arcana. Hold up a sec. One moment. I need to. Safi, now is not the time to look at fucking. Why is now the time you're looking at the Safi? Because I have to know. Okay, there are 18. There are 18 major arcana, and 64. That's 72, right? Hold up. Can you? Hold up. Uh, 78, 22 major arcana, 50. Okay, so the lesser arcana, you miss out on a couple. And you got too many cards, but you can approximate it. Man, I was really stupid. It took me way too long to realize something about this. Okay, but anyway. Man, Stone Top's fucking great. Where were we? Dudley sitting there in his fancy leather office chair with a book in his hand. Let's begin. Hey, we're switching POVs. I say it so many times. If you're going to switch POVs, do it early. I think we already did in Chapter 1, though. But I can't be bothered. Let's check. I think it says a lot that I mostly forgot what happened. But admittedly, it's the first chapter. Which means you should make a good introduction, and I should remember what the fuck's going on, because if you don't, like, what are we doing here, buddy? You gotta sell me! You've got one chapter to sell me! This is what I mean, right? When I say, like, you don't need 8 chapters to get to the romance, to get to the dating, to get to the friendship. Like, Stella's introduced fairly early, they're having a relationship, Axel even thought about it. So, at the very least, we're getting there. Right? Like, come on! Of critical role. You're just using the term critical role. You went with all kinds of alternatives for the rest. Like evangelical. And you're just going to go with critical role? Like, no changes? Ugh. Safa, where are you going? I'm going away. Bye. He looks at me confused. Okay, so here's the big thing, right? If you're doing POV swaps, everyone's POV has to be distinct. Because otherwise, why the fuck are you bothering? At that point, go third person. Because if you're not going to be distinct, just have Axel's color third-person narration. Ugh. I remember, right? I will fucking kill a man if anyone ever comments on my things. I only read first person, and I only read dialogue. Because, like, dude, you're not reading at that point. Like, if you just want the words, listen to an audio drama. I don't think audiobooks are books, by the way. I'm not that kind of person. I will never give audiobooks that will never. I feel that the way that I've said it before and I'll say it again. Part of a book is that you, the reader, can set the pacing. If you do not set the pacing, if someone else is reading to you, that's not the same. Because when you read it, you must absorb the words and translate them. You must fill your head with the ideas and concepts and themes. If you're listening to something that's like a schlocky pulp, fine. Audiobooks work fine because there's nothing to absorb anyway. But if you're going for a real book, a big book, a fancy book, a fun book, an enjoyable book that you want to soak into your brain, you have to let your imagination speak. And you can't do that while you're listening to it in a car when you're trying to drive. If anything, I think that's extremely dangerous to do, to read a book while you're driving. So either it is reading a book, in which case you shouldn't do it while you're driving, or it isn't reading a book, in which case it isn't reading a book. You can't win this, motherfucker. I'm going to pick up some new sprouts. I lie. I think one thing is very funny is that when you do have a POV, you can't just have a character just straight up say they're lying. You should, actually, because we don't know. We'll catch up with Critical Role later. Buddy, why aren't they streaming it like an hour you can access? I guess they might be East Coast and you're West Coast, so they're like afternoon when it's still like school time for you. Oh, man, that sucks. I thought Critical Role is West Coast, though. So if anything, it should be more accessible. See you in the morning, Stell. Why not just call her Lala? Let's go back to the Teletubbies. Wave them off with a spiel. So, I mean, admittedly, this sage is kind of weird. So I agree that he probably isn't the person you should talk to about this stuff. There's a chance Axel will feel the same, too. I know I asked him to meet me and talk to me. You know, I recently found like a picture of Stella and with like a French beret and everything, and she's taken on a lot of traits that Evelyn has, but without the Mary Sue elements that I think most people would complain about. Like Evelyn still works, but she's a very specific character. Like she's found her place, right? She's petrified into the specific character with a specific story, in which a lot of what I want her to do makes sense and works, which is great. But I'm not writing this story, so I can't use her. Stella's taken on some of the traits of her that I like to explore anyway. This is a big problem, right? Is that if you explore a character, at some point you're going to find something like this is too specific to explore the other concepts, and just write something already, Safi. Just publish something, please. Man, my head is hurting with how many eyes I see here. I mean, it makes sense, but come on, man. 4 paragraphs in a row. Okay, listen. So I'm gonna give a criticism, right? There's a guy who I watch, and honestly, at this point, I'm convinced this fucker has no idea what reading is, because he makes weird criticisms that make me go, buddy, you're just trying to sound smart, aren't you? And I know I try to sound smart, but I always try to be like, not everything is that deep. Some things aren't that deep. Where was it again? He was like reviewing, I think, a Court of Thorns and Roses, and someone else I'm watching is also doing this, and she's having like way more fun with it. And she's like, man, I just hate how boring this is. And he was like, man, I got a thorn. So much going on here. All I can think about is like, buddy, I don't fucking care. What are you doing? Well, let me see if I can find it. He was talking about whatever. Focus, Seffi, focus. You're never gonna finish the dang thing like this. I mean, you put up with the explanation of Common Rider and Cave Stuck back there. I mean, I don't think you explained anything about Homestuck. I don't think you can explain Homestuck in like the amount of time you have at school. You need like a week. Just to, like for a normie, you need a week just to get them on the inside of the page. It's still never gonna be done. Booby Boys for the Game Boy? Are you kidding me? Hurry. Clap my hands on my face, stinging my cheeks with force. Focus, Stella. Listen, if you listen, right? Let me tell you something. A good writer doesn't do this. They say, focus, Stella. And then she goes, my cheeks. Shouldn't have hit myself so hard. It's a lot better. Because then it feels cute, right? It's like a character's being a little dum-dum. And she's being a little dum-dum. Don't be like this. Don't be specific. Be reactive. Be emotional. Color things. Even if it's just a very weak, half-inked marker. Why I cried. I have to tell them, we're in your POV. If you're going to be in someone's POV who has secret information, don't be coy, or I will give you shit. I will give you so much shit. I will throw you out a fucking window if you ever meet, because I'll tell you, if you're going to switch POVs, don't be a coward. Let that shit ride. Your reader can be in on a secret and still enjoy what that secret represents and does to characters. You do not have to have a twist for the reader for it to be a twist for the characters. They're separate entities. Do you like tulips? I used to like tulips, then I had to eat them for the hunger winter. Thank you, Nazis. Also the Spaniards. But we didn't have tulips that time. At one time we ate a bear. Man, I wish we would eat another head of state. That'd be funny. It'd be great. The only one who did it twice. How would you organize that, though? How would you organize it? Who gets to eat what? First come, first serve? Ugh. The logistics of eating a person. I wouldn't do it, though. I don't want to risk prions. Ugh. That shit will fuck you up. It's about a red and green raptor crouch at the tulips. Please, please. Man, let me tell you something, right? Let me tell you something I'm mad about. There's this game called Tulip, and it's a really weird video game. It's a really weird video game about a character getting kisses, getting smooches, and they're a little heartbreaking and dying and stuff. And it's a really weird game. And I have seen like 5 channels I follow that do LPs play one session, and I'm like, how do you not play more of this? I can just tell like these people are not on my wavelength. If you play this game for one session, you're not like, because this has all the makings of those weird games where people have like a 2-hour-long retrospective, because it's like, oh no, we're going to layer 5, basically. Do you like tulips? You guys did a good job with them. Also, it feels really weird to say this. When I walk up to someone who's sitting in a flower bed, I don't describe them as the white man. I'm just saying. I would not describe them as such. My brain just registers them as that person. Like, give him a title. The man of the hour. The new guy. The friend. The cursed one. Oh, blessed child of summer suns. They're pretty. I don't know why. Anytime someone says something that simple, like they're pretty, just makes me giggle. Sage planted them earlier this year. He says they're very tasty. I don't know why. He's not even a herbivore. I don't know why he's thinking about that. It's a third attempt at 3 years. What? You can just plant more tulips, man. It's a lot of dedication for gardening. Not feeling like it. When your blooms come out just right. What the fuck are you talking about? It's a flower. It does it on its own. It's not a bonsai tree. It just either does or doesn't. Maybe it looks a little saggy if it didn't do it right, but you're describing this as if you sit there and it goes boom like a little firework. And you have to do it yourself. He watches the flowers longingly because he's hungry. Because he knows the Germans are coming. They gotta do retaliatory action as a result of a train strike. Sorry if I kept you waiting out here. I had to help Ben. Who the fuck is Ben? Ben has not been in the story as much as he should be for you to just call him out. I mean, it's cute. I always like it when you have tertiary characters. You know, you want to know something else that's fucked me up? It's the thing I'm watching, right? And at this point, I'm just watching it because it's fucking terrible. God. My quality, my standards for what I read has gone up. And I want to tell you this. These fics I read here are better, right? They're better than Angels with Broken Hearts. Angels with Broken Hearts has like this. You're talking to a fucking doctor. Why doesn't the doctor tell you the disease? Shouldn't when you do a doctor scene, the doctor would be like, oh yes, the technical terms. But instead he says, maybe you just had a bad case. You're right about that. It should have cleared up by now. Why don't you drop the fucking disease? Just call it the flu. Give it a technical term if it's not just a flu. Like, it's so weird. Like, this comic is so decompressed. It's so not using its medium properly. I'm watching it because it's bad. Glad I stopped paying for this shit. I wouldn't be happy. I'm not saying that Angels with Scaly Wings was especially, like, high art, but man. Like, you're waiting on this. You get 4 pages a month, and sometimes it's whole different storylines. Like, I get it, buddy. You're very ambitious. But could you hire me to, like, at least give you some editorial advice? I'd love to work on comics. So many lessons to learn. Sorry if you kept you waiting, though. That'll Ben. I don't know what it is, but I think Stone Top is making me a better game master. Because, holy shit, we had a good ending yesterday, and today we had a nice session. Someone had to leave because of bees. Well, yellow jackets, technically. And last night we did a session. It's like, okay, we have to do the preparatory session to figure out what the hell we're doing with the last one. We have to figure out what everyone wants to do, and so forth. I told you the Germans were coming. I hope you can hear that. Someone's lighting firework. I don't know. I thought fireworks were banned. Whatever, man. I ain't a narc. As long as it doesn't land in my house, I'm fine with it. Although, admittedly, with the weather of late, I don't know if it's a good idea to light fireworks. Everything is very dry. It rained like 2 minutes. And I've seen clouds. It's been so weird, man. It's been so long since I've seen clouds because it's been so dry. Constant sun. No clouds. Just sun. To see clouds anew is so refreshing. Such a weird sensation to be like, wow, clouds. In this temperate country, right next to the sea, there have been no clouds. Someone's dog is pissed off now too. Great. I don't know who died. I don't know who died. My tail creeped towards my about earlier. Oh boy. Listen, I know what I said to for what I did. Didn't do anything wrong. That being said, if the author is smart, chapter 2 is when you have her explain what she saw. Like, it's been the first day, it's the second chapter. You might as well introduce us to, like, the actual big conflict that she saw, like what made her cry. Bam. Very strong opening. Took you 20,000 words to get there. You should have done it earlier. But hey. But I can't tell why. You literally saw visions of this man that made you cry. How can you not know why? Or you're just talking about the fact you can't specifically tell him. You can't literally tell him. What is going on? Like, there are new lines here, but what is happening here? Why is this blank? Is supposed to be a picture there? What is this guy doing? How does he do that? What's the magic trick? Hold on, I kind of want to know. I kind of want to know. We have to use my inspector. Inspector, specter. Oh, it's just, okay, those are white space lines, obviously. And that is, oh, it's literally a single paragraph. A single, well, it's the P tag in HTML, and it has three br's in it, which are breaks, which is not the same as a new line, which is just a white space. It's very. What are you doing, buddy? How did this happen? What? How did you copy paste and this is what happened? I just want to know. Look, my hands. He pulls me to his feet. Here goes nothing. Remember that reading I gave you earlier? Please have her just talk about it. I'm so sick and tired of people who take forever to have the characters just make out. Get to the kissing and get to the drama. Come on. The dating is never the fun part. Unless the characters are interesting or the dynamics are weird, like the dating's never the interesting part. And everyone's like, no, the kiss was the money shot. It's like, it's not. It's never the money shot. The money shot is the kiss when they've had their resolutions, when they've done all the things that are in the way. Then they have the kiss, and that kiss matters. The other kisses are just kisses. Maybe it's because I'm European. And I kiss my grandmother on the cheeks, because that's how you greet some people. That I'm like, why are you Americans so fucking chaste about things? God damn. Get that stick out of your ass. And get a proper dildo. Ugh. That's a good another point of view. I do appreciate what we're doing here, though. This is better than most. I would have get something different from it. They're all valid interpretations, even if they sound a bit silly. I really needed them. Never really needed them for that. What do you mean? He says, the things I have vision. I had to specialize, like that guy from Skyward Sword. I used to tell wayward traveling adventurers where they could find pieces of art. Don't ask me why. I just thought it was fun. Oh, that went down the wrong hole. My peristalsis is killing me. Ugh. If you don't know what peristalsis is, I'm gonna have to ask you to leave. If you do not know what peristalsis is, let me see if I got this right. Peristalsis, that is the right term. Is a type of gut motility characterized by the radially symmetrical contraction and relaxation of muscles that propagate in a wave down a tube in an anterograde direction. Peristalsis is progression of coordinated contraction of involuntary circular muscles, which is preceded by the simultaneous contraction of the longitudinal muscle and relaxation. Oh man, it pushes shit down your gut, down your throat. He's gonna think I'm crazy. What do you see? I appreciate that Axel's just okay with this. I feel like Anna would be like, oh, you're such a fucking weirdo. I think like Anna might be open to it. I feel like Inko would be like, are you sure? And he'd be like, oh man, I don't want to be rude, but I don't believe it. I feel like too many people don't understand it. You can be more nuanced with stuff like that, right? You can say yes, but mean no, right? You can be like, sure, but just to comfort them, just to be nice. His voice isn't sure, but not skeptical. Like, you don't have, like, I don't mean you have to make the character a hard skeptic, right? They can just be like, sure, whatever, and not make a big deal out of it. You know, nuance. Shades of gray. Twilight. Ironic that the series with thumbs like that. God, I'm just... I don't know how to put this, man. I'm not saying those books are good, but I have seen some people who give them a better faith interpretation. It's like, these people are lying out their assholes about some things, and it's really getting to me. How many people will lie for benefits? They lie to me on the internet. Well, they're always different. When I first got on there, it's a flash of image I didn't recognize. Because you were so little, you didn't know what the hell taxes looked like. You were like, what are these papers? Those are taxes. You didn't know. I feel like that never really gets explored with stuff like this. It's like people seeing things, but they don't understand it because they're not old enough or experienced. It's like, I saw valves. And it's like, oh, you saw the valves of a nuclear reactor. It's like, oh, was that what I saw? It's like, yeah. And people never do that. People are always like, you always see things that are obvious and like earthly and like easy to understand, and I hate that. It's like, come on, let someone have a vision they can't comprehend. Oh boy, horrors from beyond my comprehension. And then someone explains to you how a nuclear reactor works. Like, oh boy, horrors within my comprehension. They got longer and more vivid. My doctor said I was diagnosed with epilepsy, but I was like, no, I saw visions. Seeing full conversations. Damn. Dude, don't eavesdrop. That's rude. I got confused for a while, tried to explain to my parents, but they were like, ugh, the kid's being weird again. They're autistic, and now they're this too. Ugh. What else is next? You never convinced them I was telling the truth? Because I never got a vision of evolving them. I mean, I don't think foretelling the future would make them anything less skeptical. They might just be angry about it, because they feel like you organized it. Did you find out what they were? Visions they were things of the past. I'd only get them when I touched objects at a level of attachment. So you never touched anything your friends were specially attached to? That's just rude. Touch your headphones at lunch. So, is that a masturbation joke? When I touched your hand? I feel like most people don't really have a clinical attachment to condoms or cum socks. I just feel, right, that I feel like touching someone's hands and getting visions is like empath abilities, which is not psychometry. Psychometry is like touching stuff and you get visions from them. And empath is like you touch someone and you get visions from them. But I don't think they're like the same overlay, right? I'm not saying you shouldn't cross the lanes here. It's fine. But I personally feel that someone would categorize them as like different skill sets. If only because they're a dork and they love doing it. Actually, it's past but touching things. Ooh. I like how Axel's just like, oh, I think I know how this works. I've seen movies. You know what I really hate is when people do stuff like this and they're like, wait, how does that work? And it's like, have you never seen a movie? Like, this is a fairly common concept to come up in popular culture. I feel like if anyone developed psychic powers nowadays, they would have a very good understanding of what they might be dealing with. Because how much shit people have explored. It's like it's not an unexplored concept and it's not even real. Lots to take in. I don't want a girlfriend that can tell me the day I'm gonna die. It's a little heavy. I knew he was gonna ditch me over this. I should have told him he was gonna die if he didn't date me. But it didn't feel like lying. Dude, what the fuck's going on? I don't want this to be a political thing, but I have to get rid of it. The fuck? Where were we? Oh yeah, she's all like, man, it's day one and you already told me about this, which is fine. But you could just write it so that, you could technically have this happen over several days and not obsessively have everything get spelled out over the course of a 24-hour period. Did you know that if you did that, you could have this happen like way down the line? Duo, shut the hell up. I feel the wetness in my eyes streak down my cheeks. Who the fuck says this? You watch anime. You should know a better line. The crippling dryness in my throat. You're not, Olivia, please. You will never be this dry. I never said I didn't believe you. Just think it's weird. There's a ton of stuff people... I hate this. I fucking hate it when people are like, there's a lot of stuff people can't explain. Listen, the reason I'd believe someone if someone told me they had this, and I consider them my friend and we have shaken hands, right? The reason I would say sure is because I trust this person isn't fucking with me because we're friends, right? This is why you have them meet each other, and then you do like a few weeks later, Stella has been building up the courage, etc., etc. So it's like, oh, I don't know, man. You only need a week or two for people to feel like friends. You know, it's 7 times you've met during lunch for like an hour or so. This is a long time, especially if they met outside of that. Zero magnets works. Yeah, but magnets are scientifically explicable. They're documented. I feel like you can't compare that shit. You're not that weirdo who's like, I don't know how magnets work. So what do you see? We touch my headphones. Please tell me how I die. I feel like that's a courtesy. You're crying and staring at a guitar. Remember what song I'm playing? Remember what the room was like? Lane the Star's life begins to explode. I feel like if you're going to do this, you should have the beginning of the sentence be like, he then finishes the rest of it. Because having this at the end is clunky. Because it's now, oh, is Stella saying this? Why wouldn't we assume Stella's talking? That's it. Jesus Christ, you're kidding. You believe me? I kind of have to. You're being way too specific to be bullshitting. I mean, admittedly, if you talk to her about music and it's been like 2 weeks later, you couldn't make this as easily. Because it'd be like, oh, I mentioned that song. Man, I'm thinking about those beans. The Booby Boys? The Luigi board? Thank you, Axel, for believing me. Hey, having someone who believes your troubles is a great comfort. Or at least you know that you can talk to someone about it. Why do you touch my hand? Is my hand charged with psychic energy? I mean, if he plays the guitar, I guess it could be part of it, but I feel like that's too subconscious to really care to matter. Whereas with headphones, you're aware that you're wearing and using them. Whereas with music playing, I imagine there's a degree of automation in it. Or man, oh no, it probably would be like a switching of brain modes, if anything. That's what I was 11. Then I went into puberty, and all my visions started involving sexy abs. I don't know why. It's like, those aren't visions. It's just daydreaming, lady. I want to keep Axel here all day. Look at this. Holy shit, it's been an hour to. It's like 6 o'clock. Don't even want to walk. Why? Would you mind walk and talk? Question mark, period. Okay, what did this guy do? Like, this is the kind of rough editing where I feel like you should have made that adjustment while you were busy making the original edit. You used to get these visions. Why did they stop? Well, my parents said they didn't believe me when I started getting them to do research myself online. Dude, this seems like a great way to get kidnapped. That is old Brachiosaurus. I don't like this. Can we just have her not do this? Can we just have her figure herself out? Like, half the reason you give kids special powers is that they don't know what it is. It's like puberty. They don't know what's going on. And adults can only tell them so much. Because at some point, it's unique to you, etc., etc. Do you understand what the metaphor is, buddy? When I learned about puberty, it was from a random stranger in the middle of a house I never heard of. And tools of premonition. They're divination tools. You're talking about divination tools. Premonition is not a divination, you dumb motherfucker. Divination is figuring out the future. Premonition is just having a hunch. Or unless you have a deadly premonition. I mean, I guess those are more premonitions than divinations because he's using like specific tools and stuff. But I feel like premonition is more intuition and like in your brain, and divination is like externalized and reading the signs. She was the first to believe me because she was trying to sell you cards. She used to, but it's suppressed when she became an adult. Because she grew up to be boring. That's the point. She became an adult and she left it all behind. She helped me get them under control. Stella, that's Ritalin. You have ADHD. But why did I trigger one of your visions? It's because you're sexy. Please, stop. Just understand. You have nice abs. It's so hard for you to understand this. Maybe I touched a shirt. I do appreciate that she's like, yeah, it's objects. I appreciate that she's like calling it out. I just mentioned before, like, those are different things. And she's like, yeah, it's kind of weird. Appreciate that she's like actually interested. Like, I know this isn't like chemistry and something you can build an actual relationship on, And I feel like she moved a little fast, all things considered. I feel like in a more proper situation, she might have like some topics she would want to talk about. Like she's probably tried this with other people, so she would have some subjects she'd broach, and he'd be like, "Oh, we don't know how everything works." And then you bring up the psychic powers you supposedly have. Some stupid middle school thing. During middle school, I wrote a really edgy emo song, and man, I feel so bad. Some guys hung me out to dry. Oh man, they gave you an atomic wedgie. Because I was a dumb kid. Because I'm a dumb hormonal teen. And now I'm 18 years old, and I'm completely adult. I will not be an adult by age 24 because I'm an adult right now. Axel, what you were feeling, what I felt, it's a stupid kid getting emotional over shit that didn't matter, that's all. So you can't just dismiss that as something that didn't matter. If it's still affecting you now, even if you think it's stupid and those feelings are real, blah, 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 blah. I'm not going to judge you. You can trust me, okay? For a moment, I could see the vulnerability. I do appreciate that we're going double vulnerability because he's vulnerable because of bad memories and trauma and stuff, and she's, similar situation. At the very least, we're building a nice bridge. Is it chemistry? I don't know. It could be. But we're in chapter 2, and we're already like building something unique. Oh my god. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Ooh, man, you're scoring some hard I paragraph combos. I'm not saying it's the worst thing in the world, but when it's all you do, it's so obvious. And it hurts my brain. I didn't know you played guitar, though. But the guitar I used to play. Oh my god, he was in a band, wasn't he? The band, and they broke up. So, man, just kiss already, okay, buddies? Just kiss already. Like literally, just kiss already. You don't. You might say it's a book. It needs to build up. No, fuck that shit. Have fun. Live your life. You're not a teenager. You're reading this shit. You're already an adult at the bare minimum. That's just big. Jesus Christ. Just kiss him if you're gonna touch his lips like that. Also, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ugh. Ugh. Buddy. Like, it's fine when people. I mean, admittedly, you're having characters state their emotions a little bluntly there, but it's alright when characters are saying it, but still. You could, like, at the very least, you could say that doesn't change the fact I was an asshole. Though, Or though that doesn't change, A real jerk would never admit they are one. I mean, a real jerk could ham it up and be like, fuck yeah, I'm an asshole. Too forgiving. Oh shit. The two things, I need you to forgive me. I feel. Stella, I feel like you're in no position to make any demands. You've met this guy for 1 day, and you don't seem like the kind of person to blackmail him. You need to go see Ben as soon as tomorrow. You complete your registration, get your own art books that are using mine. It's been 1 freaking day. This is why. Listen. This is why I always say you just have some time pass. It's fine. My God, it's so weird. It's like it's been a day, Stella. Have some patience. Let him make his mistake first. Ugh. This is a really big ask. Assuming those episodes are even 50 minutes long, that's 2 hours of watching. They're probably more like 20, 30. You want to for the show? Can't be friends if you don't. Is that important to you? Good, I forgive you. Blah, 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 blah. I don't know what it is, but something about being greeted by your mom at the door makes a character feel younger in my brain. I don't know what it is. It's something about independence. How'd your day go, Eddie? Oh no, I'm too tall. Mom, it was fine. What's this? Stella, afraid of Axel. Stella with a lovely name. Layla's fine. Again, are you 18? You're in senior year, right, buddy? I forgot. Are they in senior year? Are they? They might not be. I mean, they usually are because this is how these things work. But because they want to have them have sex, it's like whew, they're not 18. I mean, I say that, but like the reason senior year often gets chosen. I mean, like sophomore and junior, like the middle 2 years, are kind of boring. They're transitional. You know, they're what are they called? Liminal. But senior year is like the big graduation into adulthood, whereas freshman year is like the big transition into teen years. So that's why those years tend to get taken, because they have more metaphorical load to them. You can do more with the concept. Because graduation is this big final event. It's like, you gotta do it now. Axel, do you use Dino Cord? What's that? Are you fucking kidding me? It's a messaging app. I mean, he probably has WhatsApp. Because that's all he needs for his payments. I don't think I have it. I feel like if you have to explain what it is, he wouldn't know what it is. The app isn't subtle about what it's called. Like, Dino Cord would just tell you all the freaking time. They were giving updates. Like, hey, Discord's updated. Oh my goodness. Oh my god, you wrote down your username? Listen, I don't know what my fucking like before they used to have the 4 digits, so it'd be very difficult to just remember that out of the top of your head. Could you add me just in case? Sure, I guess. God, I appreciate that at the very least they're not subtle with it. I was just wondering getting my Dinocord name. It's because he believes you, and you're like, oh no, the cat's out of the bag. I don't like this. I really don't like this. I feel like I get it. She would probably make more of a deal of it, but I still don't like it. I still think it's characters being weird. And it's like, come on, man, these guys are like 18 years old. Let them live. Anyway, there's a third chapter. But all I can say is, I don't know. I have no idea what year they're in. How long is the next chapter? It's shorter by the looks of it. But up. It's a lot shorter. It's a lot breezier. Man, I'm just glad to get back into the swing of things. Why is this happening to me? Jesus fucking Christ. Stella, if you're in senior year, which is usually how these things go, if you're in senior year, you've had sex ed. You know what's up. Come on, don't be weird like this, right? Ugh, you've watched anime. You should know. They are very overreactive in those. You should. She's just. I feel like she's like the last person who should have this response. Okay. I feel like this character's where that could work. Okay, it's only 4,000 words. Holy crap! Author actually went for a nice trim and slim chapter. Thumbs up. Please keep. Please keep that up. I hate it when they're big and long. Man, I don't know. Okay, we have a lot of like blank space. I might have to edit this format-wise to make it work a little better. Or not. We can always just live it up. But I like it. I think one thing it's got going, it's got more momentum than most things. It's going a little too fast, considering what's going on. Oh, Trans Sage, apparently. Um, it's going a little too fast in some ways. Apparently, Inko's going to show up, which feels weird. But I think he was already established. Um, I like the pacing, though. I like the pacing. And up next, we're going to do First Contact, which is way tighter with its chapters. And for some reason, switches POV without telling anyone. Listen, I'm fine if you're going to swatch POVs, but you can't make that subtle. I mean, later on it says anon POV, but it starts off ambiguous. She says, no, buddy. Don't you pull that on me. Anyway, thank you for coming. Like I said, I'm glad to get back into the swing of things. We'll now end this in my traditional odd sentence structure. Yeah, I don't feel like it today.